Hello, this is Before You Main, a series that provides guidance before you try to main a Street Fighter 6 character. Today we are looking at the Muay Thai king himself, Sagat. Now, I have a good amount of time playing Sagat. I'm not necessarily really great with him, but I do have enough experience to at least know what you should be doing with Sagat. I am hoping that this guide will get you started when you are trying to main him. This is certainly not a definitive guide or even really a good one, but hopefully whatever I'm able to provide here will allow you to easily transition to being proficient with the Muay Thai king himself. Crouching light punch. This is your fastest normal, being 4 frames. It has decent range and useful in almost any situation where you're up close to your opponent. I would definitely practice recognizing hit confirms from 2 crouching jabs into medium DP or light tiger knee. Standing light kick. A nice long range normal that you can special cancel out of. Though it is 7 frames, it's still a good tool to throw out to halt your opponent's advances if they try to carelessly walk forward at you. I autopilot canceling standing light kick into light tiger shot, but do be careful, as if you are close to your opponent and they do block this string, you are potentially punishable, at worst being -7, but if you space it out decently enough, despite being -7, your opponent won't be able to reach you with any fast enough normals. Standing medium punch. Your 6 frame normal that leaves you plus on block. You can go into another standing medium punch, as it will trade with your opponent's 4 framer, which it does give you an opportunity to connect into crouching medium punch. On Oki, you can drive rush in with standing medium punch and follow it up with another standing medium punch. Your opponent essentially has to take this, and it does decent amount of drive gauge damage. Crouching medium punch. A great 7 frame normal with good range and is special cancelable. This is one of the best buttons to use to immediately get on your opponent or to start your combos with. If you're trying to use a combo, you can go ahead and go into crouching medium punch, drive rush cancel into standing medium punch, into close standing heavy kick, cancel into heavy tiger nexus, into tiger nova. If you're going to go for pressure, you can cancel crouching medium punch into standing medium punch to go for a strike throw mix-up. Also, this is a good tool to whiff punish with when you're trying to go after any fast medium buttons that your opponent's whiff. I typically go into heavy tiger knee so that I can go and put my opponent closer into the corner. Standing medium kick. This will be your standard mid-range poke that you'll throw out in neutral every now and again. This is also a good whiff punish tool if your crouching medium punch is just outside of your opponent's range when they whiff. Because standing medium kick can also target combo into standing heavy kick, you'll get some decent damage as well. Once you knock down your opponent, even though you're far away and don't get Oki, you can still have the opportunity to start your fireball game. Crouching medium kick. Though by itself it doesn't really lead into anything because it's not special cancelable, it's still a good low poke to chip away at your opponent. If you keep hitting your opponent with crouching medium kick, you will eventually convince them to start crouching, which will then allow you to start abusing your tiger knee. Drive rush into crouching MK is also a great high-low mix-up tool that can connect. If you do hit deep enough, you can combo into back heavy punch for more damage. Standing heavy punch. A very long range normal that cannot special cancel, but does have a target combo into standing heavy kick. Use this for any long range whiff punishes if your opponent happens to be throwing out normals here and there. Much like standing medium kick into standing heavy kick, if you hit your opponent it will push them away, so you have the ability to start your fireball game. Also to note is that the hit confirm window is pretty generous, similar to Manon's standing heavy punch into heavy punch target combo, so you could throw this out there as a long range poke and confirm it into the target combo. Crouching Heavy Punch. One of his most important tools in neutral, it being special cancelable allows you to drive rush out of it to either get more pressure or to go for a devastating combo. On top of that, I personally like to use this button to buffer into EX Tiger Nexus so I can get some great damage, or to whiff punish against my opponent and cancel into Heavy Tiger Nexus so then I can get good damage while using very little drive meter. Just be aware though, not to spam this move haphazardly, as it can be easily whiff punished by your opponent. Forward Light Kick. A nice low that moves you forward and helps chip away at your opponent who refuses to crouch on you. Use this along with Crouching Medium Kick to convince your opponent to start crouching against you, so then you can start abusing your Tiger Knee. Also, if you do neutral drive rush into Forward Light Kick, it is a good way to start your combos from mid-screen. Forward Medium Punch. Sagat's Overhead. Though most of the time you will be using this for your high-low mix-ups from drive rush, it is still a good tool to use to get more damage once you start convincing your opponent to crouch on you after getting hit by Crouching Medium Kick or Forward Light Kick. Forward Heavy Kick. A decent anti-air that can give you great reward. This will move you forward, so if your opponent jumps at you from a range where Tiger Uppercut or Back Heavy Punch won't hit, this will be a good move to use. Do be careful though, as if you are slow to react to your opponent's jump in, you might actually get hit midway, as not only is this a slow move at 16 frames, but because it moves you forward, your opponent will actually be able to connect with their air normal much faster, so only use this when you are very well prepared for their jump in. Also, if your opponent refuses to crouch on you, you can use this move to get easy plus frames. Next, we're going to be talking about Sagat's special moves here. The first one is going to be his fireballs or his tiger shots. Unfortunately, Sagat's fireball game has been significantly simplified, though it's still good enough to use some of the time. The fact that you can only use 3 versions of tiger shots severely limits the zoning mind game you can apply during a match. Each tiger shot has its own distinct properties. Light tiger shot goes low to the ground. It is the slowest version in terms of recovery. Also, it is the most minus on hit and block compared to the other fireballs. The benefits of it are your opponent can't duck under it, so they must jump over to avoid the fireball. Because it is so low to the ground, conventional moves that go under fireballs like Aki Coward Crawl or Blanca Slide can't go under it. Medium Tiger Shot has the slowest startup but the fastest recovery of all the fireballs. It also provides good plus frames whether on hit or block. Do be aware though, the opponent can duck under it. Heavy Tiger Shot has the fastest startup and the fastest projectile speed. Same with Medium Tiger Shot, this projectile can be ducked. In general, when you are zoning your opponent, you mix in different versions of Tiger Shots as they try to close in on you. The varying speeds make it awkward for your opponent to safely approach you, and they will eventually eat a Tiger Shot or two, or block Tiger Shots, which does push them back, negating some of their progress when they walked forward. I usually would use EX Low Tiger Shot if my opponent decides to fight back with their own fireballs. If you have level 1, you can combo into it and get great damage and move your opponent closer into the corner. For EX High Tiger Shot, I usually would use it in the corner. It's a good pressure tool using it after Crouching Heavy Punch and following it up with another Crouching Medium Punch, Standing Medium Kick, Crouching Medium Kick, whatever you want to use that does great drive gauge damage. Next, we're going to be talking about Sagat's Tiger Uppercut, or his DP. Light Tiger Uppercut for the most part is used as an anti-air. It having the fastest startup makes it perfect to punish your opponent's jump-ins. Do be careful though, as the range is very short, so depending how far they jump at you, your light DP might actually whiff. Next is going to be Medium Tiger Uppercut. It's mainly used for combos off of your light normals. You can use it as an anti-air if you think the light version will whiff, but medium Tiger Uppercut has twice the startup of light Tiger Uppercut, so if you are too slow, your opponent may be able to block in time. Heavy Tiger Uppercut is used for combos only, usually after Tiger Nova or followed up after a back heavy punch into charge DP. Though it's not really recommended due to losing Oki, if you do land the charged heavy DP, you are in range to get a spaced out medium Tiger Knee and be plus on block. Now, unfortunately this varies per character, so I have put on the screen which characters you're +1 on, which characters you're neutral on block, and which character you are -1 in. Lastly, EX Tiger Uppercut is your typical panic button. If you are in a pinch, use this so that you can get your opponent off of you on their offense. Tiger Knee. A good gap closer if your opponent is particularly playing passively. If they are not necessarily being active in the neutral, you can just kind of jump scare them and immediately close the gap and have a perfectly placed Tiger Knee to be able to be plus on block. All versions spaced out correctly leave you plus on block against your opponent, and all versions do go over fireballs. However, you do this as a read. If you try to react to your opponent's fireball, you will end up getting hit out of your starting frames for your Tiger Knee. A special note to make is when you are spacing out your Tiger Knees, the space becomes much more lenient if your opponent is crouch blocking, especially if you use heavy Tiger Knee, where it doesn't really matter what range you are in, it will always leave you +4 on block on a crouching opponent. Lastly, EX Tiger Knee. I would really only recommend this during combos only off of whiff punishes to push the opponent into the corner. You can use it as a gap closer to be closer to your opponent, and it is safe on block. However, the situation isn't really ideal as you are minus in front of your opponent if they do block your EX Tiger Knee. Tiger Nexus. Sagat's new move that is essentially Ken's Jinrai. I am still trying to incorporate this move outside of combos, but to be honest, using this move as some sort of pressure mix-up tool just feels very risky. To summarize, you have 3 follow-ups, each with their own pros and cons. The light follow-up is an overhead that leaves you +3 on hit, allowing you to go for a free strike throw mix-up. However, if it's blocked, you are punishable by any 5 frame or faster normal from your opponent. Your opponent will get hit if they try to interrupt you with any version of Tiger Nexus into this follow-up. Next, the medium follow-up only hits standing, and on hit knocks your opponent away, and on block leaves you +4. Do be careful as it only hits standing, so when your opponent is crouching, you can easily be punished. Your opponent can interrupt you if you use this follow-up, except if you use it out of heavy Tiger Nexus. Finally, the heavy follow-up. All versions leave you +2 on block. All versions are also interruptible by your opponent. Only heavy and EX Tiger Nexus can combo into the heavy follow-up. For the most part, I really only use this Tiger Nexus in combos. The most mileage I get from Tiger Nexus is either landing a whiff punish from crouching heavy punch into heavy Tiger Nexus, or fishing out with crouching heavy punch into EX Tiger Nexus. This is very important as it leads to the best damage and Oki for Sagat, so for the most part, I will only use it for combos. If you do want to utilize it for your standard mix-up pressure game, go ahead and feel free to do so. I'm currently still trying it out myself, and hopefully it works out for both of us. Next, we're going to be talking about Sagat's supers. His first super, Super 1, it is great as it is invincible. So in a situation where you're in burnout and your opponent is attempting to do some sort of heavy into DI to stun you, this is a good way to get out of it. On top of that, it can combo after EX Tiger shots, whether low or high. so you can get that extra damage during the fireball war against your opponent. Next is going to be Sagat's Super 2. This super is unique in that it has multiple versions depending on what direction that you hold. If you hold no direction, you essentially just get a regular old super. It does good damage, but it doesn't really give you anything else besides that. If you were to hold forward, Sagat will launch your opponent into the air, and you can get a follow-up after it, whether it be from a drive rush back heavy punch, or if you want a meterless follow-up, you can go ahead and use heavy DP. Back input allows you to corner switch, so in a decent use case scenario, if you find yourself in a corner and you can't back throw your opponent, you can combo into this and then put your opponent into the corner. Down input allows you to knock down your opponent in front of you, and you essentially get a good strike, shimmy, or throw Oki. Lastly, we have his Super 3, again, just a standard level 3, use it to recover some drive meter, burn out your opponent, or just win the round by killing them, whatever it is. Pretty much the only unique thing about this super is that it's damn cool. And so to end it off, I'm just going to be putting in this section here some combos that I was able to come up with, and some of them do have some decent Oki situations. On top of that, here is some counter hit confirms and or punish counter specific combos as well, just so that you're able to optimize Sagat's damage in particular situations. Do note that these aren't really like the most optimal combos or really the even the most like practical in a match. It's just hopefully something to kind of get you started, and eventually you will learn what's actually more optimal out there. So besides that, should you main Sagat? Well, if you like a character with good pokes with above average damage and great mid-range control, high meterless damage in the corner, great anti-air damage with back heavy punch or forward heavy kick, and can close the gap with spaced out tiger knees, then these are the character for you. If you don't like characters that require drive rush to get Oki, lows that require drivers to convert into more damage, i.e. drive rush crouching medium kick, slow walk speed that makes it hard to fight against characters with faster walk speeds like Chun-Li or Cammy, then Sagat may not be the character for you. I hope this was a decent enough guide for Sagat. I know there are tons of other stuff out there, so I do recommend you looking up other guides since they're probably going to make up for some of the holes that I have in this guide specifically. But if there is anything that I missed, please type it in the comments. I think that it's important for everyone to sort of chip in and help out each other, whether it be small or big in any way or shape or form. If you did like this guide though, it would be very much appreciated if you please like and subscribe to this video. But other than that, hope you have a great time with Sagat, hope you have fun with Sagat, and I hope I was able to help you in any way, shape, or form I can. This is the Yuckster. See you guys next time.